Hey everybody, William DiMaggio here with the Hood team at Coldwell Banker Realty. Hope you're having a blessed day today. I just want to take a quick second to address an article that came out in the state newspaper yesterday. And by yesterday, I mean July 2nd, 2025. Um, so this article was actually written by Caitlin Cahalan. I hope I'm saying that right. And she works for The Street, which is a publication. You can learn more about that at thestreet.com. But really interesting article on what we can expect for the real estate market and in 2025. One of the most common questions I get from buyers and sellers alike, people who are thinking of buying and selling, is, "Hey, what's the market like? What's going to happen?" I don't have a crystal ball, but I've said for years that if you think of the housing market as a pendulum swinging back and forth, for the last several years, we have been in a seller's market. The pendulum has been way up here in the extreme. Well, now we're starting to see it swing back more towards a balanced market, inevitably towards a buyer's market. So by no means does this mean we're going to see a housing crash necessarily or anything like that. So don't jump to any conclusions, but that's why I want to share this article real quick. I'm going to kind of paraphrase a couple things, go over everything. I don't want to just sit here and read the whole thing to you. It'd be kind of boring. I realize I can be boring enough as it is. So, all right, hang on to your hats. We're going to give you the ultimate summarized speedy version. So here we go. After years of sellers having the upper hand in the housing market, housing inventory began rising this past spring and has outpaced buyer demand. We have seen that in our local market. According to Realtor.com's chief economist, Danielle Hale, she says as sellers adjust to the new norm of elevated mortgage rates and houses staying on the market for longer, sellers have become more amenable to negotiation and price reductions. We have started to see more of that in our market as well. Over the past few years, homes were going off the market in a record amount of time, and it was typical for sellers to receive offers well above the listing price and in cash. Every seller's dream, right? However, the market pendulum, like I was talking about before, may be swinging towards home buyers soon. In March of this year, 24% of Zillow listings received a price cut during what is usually the start of the spring housing boom. So that's pretty significant. Once again, price cut does not mean a price tank. Okay, just keep that in mind. Let's see. Now something else is typically in a healthy market or a buyer's market that starts. You see that starting when we have around 6 months supply of inventory. And let's see, in nationwide in May of this year, we had 4.4 months supply. So we're and in the last several years, we even saw in our market, you know, anywhere from 1.5 to 3 months supply typically in that range. So we are starting to see a shift once more, the pendulum swinging. While some are calling this housing market a buyer's market, I, meaning Danielle Hale in this article, would say that the market is shifting in a buyer-friendly direction. We're moving from a pretty seller-friendly housing market to one with more balance. That's the key word, balance. We are getting back to what I believe to be the pre-COVID norm, if you will. Not that there's anything ever really normal about a housing market, but you get the idea. According to Realtor.com, their 2025 forecast predicted 2025 would see the first balanced housing market since 2016. They are anticipating that the housing market is going to reset as housing supply continues to rise. The number of available houses on the market is set to exceed pre-COVID levels in 2019. The number of available houses on the market is, let's see, unsold homes totaling over $700 billion. And then as this trend continues, home buyers may see a market shift lasting several years. As the market rebalances, home buyers and sellers can look for buyer-friendly signals. Sellers can typically expect it to take longer to sell a home, and they may have to reduce their home price either directly in the listing or by accepting a below asking price offer to ultimately make a sale. We're starting to see more of that in our market as well. What I mean by that is we are starting to see an upwards trend of days on market for a lot of listings in the Columbia area. So just want to share that with you guys, some highlights from this article. I'm going to put the link to this article in the description below if you want to check it out. Let me know. Hope you're having a blessed day. If you would like to sit down with us and have a consultation, whether you're thinking about buying or selling, give us a call, 803-730-2512. That's 803-730-2512. Thanks. Hope you're having a blessed day. And remember, here at the Hood Team, customer service is not a department, it's an attitude.